Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a very special unboxing for the world of Dota 2. Frostivus is out. A long time coming. It's been a very long time and we got Frostivus. Maybe today might have been not the greatest day because of the net neutrality thing, but we'll not talk about that. And we'll go ahead and talk about the new boxes that came in and the Frostivus game mode. Hopefully I will be recording that later. If not, it's because I have to go to work, so... Anyway, we have 36 boxes, 18 standard sets. But I have 36 boxes because I like to do 2 sets in case, you know, one of my friends want one, or I could sell them and I could make a return profit. Which sometimes I'm able to, sometimes I'm not. So, anyway, let's go ahead and talk into the sets here, as obviously we have 18 of them to go over. So, let's go ahead and talk about the first one, Keeper of the Light, Forgotten Renegade. Basically, he's like the wizard one that he used to have. He's got an eye patch. Looks like eye patches are a big theme of recent. And, basically, he's riding a moose. And then he's got, like, these flowing wizard tail that was on the back here. And his little coat doing the whole coat split. And it looks really nice. It's just another one that defines how old Keeper is getting. It makes him look even older, but even cooler at the same time. Next, we have Pudges Iron Hog. Basically, it's a frosty, hoggy steel set version of Pudge. Basically, it adds a little bit of that blue steel to him. As you can see, he's got the blue outlines on most of his gear here, and then fur to cover up the rest. I believe the helmet looked something else, but it might have been copying from a different game. Next, we have the Elder Convergence for Jakiro. Basically gives Jakiro a whole armor set, which is... This is actually the first full set for Jakiro. And it looks super nice, actually, because a lot of the stuff looks pretty cool here. And for people who don't have the Arcana, or the Immortal, obviously Jakiro has a beard. The Frost Jakiro and the Fire one gets armor. So basically, the left side is old and the right side is new, as you can see. There are ice spikes on this side, but none on this side. But when you go down to the tail, it's actually just the same thing. Never mind. I thought there was going to be something different. So the main thing is that he's got a beard and ice spikes on his, versus he's got a helmet and no spikes on his. Next, we have the Alchemist Boilerplate Bruiser, which is basically he's wearing a boiler as a chest piece, and he's got a armor set up there. I can imagine that when he goes berserk, he's going to put that up on his face, but... Particle effects for everything, which is crazy, because if you don't already have a lot of particle effects on your Alchemist, this one will make up for it. Not to mention, we have, he's got a little flask. That's pretty cool, instead of a potion. Next, we have Brew Masters Iceberg Angler. He's basically turned into the polar fisherman that we know and love. And, you know, he's a panda bear, so he's got all the nice little panda stuff going on. And this definitely suits his theme, as the giant lobster that's on the side of his, left leg there is also a little nice addition. So basically it has a little bit of Tusk in him, but there is a Tusk set that's in here as well. But I think this can easily compare to like a standard Tusk outfit for Brew, which is pretty nice because, you know, Brew doesn't get a lot of sets. Now, Broodmother, this is the epoch of the Abyss, whatever. Basically turns her into a more frosty version of her former self, and she's been hibernating and comes out as winter time, and she's got all this nice little winter armor on. Looks like she has little runes on the side of her legs as well, which is pretty cool, and her butt is just pretty normal, actually. It looks like just a big ice ball butt. Just give me a second here. Oh, something was building up. Then we have the Lone Druid Warburrow Ravager. It looks super nice, actually. It's got the nice blue touch, as everything will have, most likely in this set. But it's still like a nice bark kind of look, as Lone Druid sets are really hard to do because you have 1, 2, 3 models you need to do in order for a Lone Druid set to be Lone Druid. Go ahead and take a look at it here. So here's this, and then here's the bear. It's a very, like, frosty kind of armored bear. And then on top of that, here's him. And basically, the reason why lone druid sets are really hard is because you got to make this the normal set look somewhat remotely to the primary, or at least somewhat remotely to the bear. And this definitely managed to keep the whole entire stature of lone druid and the same color scheme for the set, which is really good because, again, lone druid sets are really hard to make. Next, we have Tidehunter's Frost Shard Ascendant. So, as every Tidehunter player knows, he is a huge fan of bones, so he's got a bone head that goes down into a nice ice backline, as well as a little ice belt. A big old brown chest belt on the side there. He's got a half a sword, and it looks like the other half of the sword might be his little anchor. So, it's pretty cool. It's just, you know, a lot of blue sets for a lot of heroes that need that sort of color scheme. But next we have Gyrocopter's Portent Payload. And as you can see, he's got a present hooked up to the bottom, and he's got a bag full of goodies. And by that, I mean a bag full of bombs. This basically is making Gyrocopter Christmas without the Christmas. It looks like he's pretty ready to go. His guns are... Looks like a little miniature cannonball guns, but they're definitely pretty darn good. Yeah, so they're just like rotisserie kind of stuff there, and it makes Gyro look really nice. You might be able to get an animation out of these back rockets here. As you can see, they're doing the weird, funny animation there. Next, we have Troll Warlord's Ice Rack Marauder. Basically, Troll Warlord goes and visits Crystal Maiden's homeland, kills a lot of stuff, and comes back looking like this. He's got a nice fur coat on. Not really a coat, actually. He's got a nice fur pelt on from a beast that he had recently slain, and the rest of him strewn about along the rest of his armor scheme and everything like that. He's given nice long horns and a big, not really super flowy beard, but nice icy beard with a nice icy touch. He's got a dead fish on the side here and a bag full of Mary by the looks of it. And just a really nice blue scheme setup. And then next we have Beastmaster's Stout Heart Growler. We have basically the Viking that Beastmaster once was in his pride and glory, basically, with arrows in his shoulders and ready for battle. We can go ahead and look at his owl. It is actually an owl of the Stout Heart Growler. And his boar, which is a battle boar, basically. So, another really nice set. Beastmaster definitely needs a lot of sets, and it's another hero where it's really hard to make because you got to get multiple models. Next, we have Tusk, Eye of the Weathered Storm. Basically, this is Tusk in a way that he is guarding the tower or guarding the kingdom. He's got a nice helmet on and a big old cannon to help fortify the defenses. But the biggest thing I liked about this set was his cape, because it's not super flowy. It's super thick. It's like, it's got so much fur, and the buckles are really nice on it, and it just suits his look so well. Especially, it doesn't change the base body type, but the base body type still works with the rest of the whole entire set's color scheme, which makes him A-okay. Next, we have the Purveyor of the First Ways for Arc Warden. Basically, he's got a nice little Joker helmet on there, and his little soul pouch in the back here with all of his fancy little doodads. He's basically a crazy looking Christmas tree that turned the wrong color one day. Next, we have Crystal Maiden's Winter Warden, which is one I'm super interested in. Unfortunately, I'll probably still use the Immortal Head, but looks like it changes Crystal Maiden more into an actual Valkyrie. She gets a nice little shield, and her staff is actually spear pointed. And has super nice clothes, actually, that work out really well for Crystal Maiden's overall blue color scheme. And actually just looks fantastic. Next, we have the Viper, Sign of the Nether Frost. Basically, a lot of red sets. Well, the last set for Viper came out was red. And this one is blue, and I have to say I like this one more. Because the other one, it was more like toenail-y kind of look. But Viper, now armed up to the teeth, is now frozen up to the teeth, and his wings... still quite the same, actually. I really wish I could stop them to make them, like, look at the particular thing here. But no particle effects or anything like that. It's just a pretty standard blue set for Viper. Not bad at all. Next, we have Dragonite's Bitterwing Legacy. Basically, a duplication of PA's color scheme thrown onto Dragon Knight which is actually pretty nice because, you know, when you think of Dragon Knight, you think of fire, destruction, so on and so forth. This is actually a really nice Dragon Knight because of the shield. I like it the most. The shield gives huge color schemes to the rest of the set and actually adds on to so much. Next to that is probably the eye shoulder pad. But definitely a really nice one. It's not super heavy armored, but it changes his color scheme, which is the hardest thing for most artists nowadays, is to get a color scheme that best fits a hero and its new set. Next we have Sniper's Seasoned Expeditionary. He's got an eye patch. Seems like eye patches are big when it comes to Valve. And looks like he's a vampire hunter, but with ice stakes instead of normal stakes. And yeah, he looks like he's ready to go out and do some season hunting. With his nice furry outfit, his coat is actually amazing. And not to mention, he's got his little bird up here on his hat, which is probably the hat I'll use from now on. And look at his little boots. You can't see them too well, but they're just pointed and they look really cool. And lastly, for the standard sets, we have the Snowpack Savage for Axe. This is actually one of the few sets where Axe has something that goes straight to his hair instead of giving him an armor plate on his head or something of that sort. So I'm definitely going to most likely use this headpiece. Oh wait, no I'm not, because I have the Axe calling thing. Unfortunately, my Axe is pretty brimed up to the teeth here, but he is a very boned Axe. It's really nice. Pretty standard setups for his leg. Armor is actually pretty good as well. It goes well with the rest of the outfit. But basically, it gives him a rockin' beard and a rockin' hairstyle that everybody will know and love. On to the rares, though. We have Batrider, the Apex Explorer. Last time, we got Batrider on a Manta. Now we have Batrider on a big, fluffy owl. And he looks fantastic. He has that little white mustache in there, too. That's most likely from all the snow getting in their face. And who doesn't love that beautiful looking owl? It's so cool looking, and it's just beautiful. Look at that big old, it's got big old eyes. It's definitely a really good one. One that I particularly like a lot, though, and this brings me back to basically the Lich King, is the Wraith King's Dark Reservoir, which is basically a Lich King switched into the green skew of Wraith King. And basically, this is Skeleton King. If he was in Skeleton King mode, this set would look pretty dang awesome. And it still looks pretty dang awesome because it makes him look like the Lich King. Which is great because, you know, I love the Lich King's color schemes. And that's just all that fun jazz. Last but certainly not least, the ultra rare Curious Cold Spell for Puck. His wings, or its wings, is basically just a snowflake on the back. And it's most likely what everybody will use. He's got a little bell on his chin and a nice little crown to suit with the fur shoulders. So that's all 18 sets plus 3 of the rares explained. I have 16 boxes, so we're going to go, I think it's 3 sets or all the rares to start out. And when it comes to the second set, we will just do whatever. I took 13 minutes to explain those sets. That's how good these sets are. The first one we get is the Troll one. So now it's still 3, even though 1 will disappear at the very beginning. It'll still be 3 sets or all the rares. Or while I'm talking, and I'll hit skip when it seems most apt. Look, I got the 2 that were actually right by each other. Most likely this will be a weirdly reoccurring theme. And hopefully I get at least one of these rares. My unboxing luck of recently has been pretty bad. But with the fact that it's 36 boxes, that might be a different story. And if I get spares, I might give them away to people. I might not. I don't know. I can't promise anything yet. I'm not in a good mood today because of the whole net neutrality thing being passed. As a Republican, I'm not exactly fun of being one. But I don't want to politics in my video, so we're going to go ahead and keep on unboxing these boxes here. We're a little bit halfway-ish done. And still no rares yet, which is fine. I could part with not getting rares out of this one. I do want that Lich King, though. Wraith King. Who's basically Lich King. I would definitely wouldn't mind at least getting that. But, you know, if I get that Puck, that's going to be pretty crazy. Because that Puck looks pretty good. But I think she already has immortal... I have no idea. Already has immortal wings. So I have no idea what exactly I would do on that front of the world. So Well, look at that. Well, the Lich King set was still there for the long time, but nope, disappeared at the end, basically. And now we're down to basically 2 sets disappearing. Still no rares. I think we're going to let it roll for a little bit. Figure out if that makes any difference. Most likely it won't, because usually when I let it roll, it just, yeah, it lets all the rares disappear. And it gets down to the point where there's like 1 or 2 sets, and it's not that fun to just watch 3 sets disappear right before your eyes. Which is definitely not fun in any way, shape, or form. There it goes. There's the Batrider set gone already. We're going to keep on going through here. Hopefully the unboxing luck is somewhat with me here, at least getting 1 rare before I get into the next set of boxes, but it looks like I'm not going to be getting that sort of chance. Escalating odds, my ass. Doesn't really seem like it's going to want to go in my favor here. It's burning all the rare sets immediately, so I don't really know what to think about it here. It's just burning all those rare sets quite immediately. Oh, well, I got the Batrider. Or the Owl Rider, I guess. Like, we might have to change his name after now. It's because he's not riding bats anymore. If he's riding manta rays and everything else. Like, see, look at that. I don't know how people do that, where it's just, look at, there's no other sets left. It's going to burn all 3 of them. And it goes down to the very rare one last. So that's the first set of boxes. Now we can jump into the second set, if we want to. But let's go ahead and look at this Batrider real quick. So here's all of where Frostivus this year will happen. I apparently have 18 other new items, which is actually the box. So that's pretty interesting. And looks like everything will be gifted after the December of the 31st. So it's very scripted on the day when you can sell and or trade things. So let's go ahead and look into here. So my friends are not playing normal Frostivus. 1 treasure per player must be a standard Dota match, valid until the end of this year's Frostivus for the free treasure. I don't know if I really like that. I was expecting more of a battle kind of thing for Frostivus. And didn't really, from what was watching my friends, I didn't really see any sort of battle of any sort. It was more like a weird collecting game. You, like, collected stuff. So I thought that was pretty weird and stupid. But I think a lot of things are weird and stupid nowadays. I mean, just look at me. I'm weird and stupid. For the most part. Well, I burned through all those chests here. Batrider is still there. And then we got a double bat at least. So we have 2 bats. We have 2 bats. That's 2 rares down. Well, 2 rares down. It's 1 rare down. We have it twice. So that's, I mean, it's good, but it's bad at the same time. But the chances of getting the rare sets, if it's truly escalating odds, should be pretty high after doing at least 20. So I did 20 and I got 2. Right? No, I did 19 and I have 2 birds. So at this point in time, we're just going to let the sets roll on through, which, you know, fortunately, it would be a lot quicker if it wasn't for the fact that it's 18 sets. We'll still get to the point when all the rares disappear. We'll go ahead and hit skip if I'm paying attention. And if I'm not paying attention, well then, it's just going to keep on going and I'm not paying attention. But, my Wraith King is pretty lined up at the moment, so most likely the rest of this Lich King set is going to be dedicated towards just, like, the body, maybe? And the cape. The body and the cape are the big thing. If I could use that cape. That Alchemist set is definitely going to be really nice, though. Like, I definitely have not used a nice Alchemist set in a long time. I did not win the Compendium one, where he had, like, the nice little hat and stuff, where he was, like, a dealer or some sort. So that's fun and everything like that. So looks like we're burning through them kind of quick here. We have already eliminated 5 sets. That, and, you know, we have 2 owls, so most likely we're not going to get another owl anytime soon. One time I managed to get the very rare before I managed to get the ultra rare I managed to get before the very rare, so we might be running into that chance. But with my recent unboxing luck, I'm going to go with it's probably not going to happen, because I've just gotten some really bad unboxing luck in the past. Of recent. You know, I have 3 birds now. I have 3 birds. So that's interesting. I have 3 birds, and I don't have any Lich King, and I don't have any Puck yet. So that's kind of annoying. I'm going to let this one run through. And, gosh, that means I might actually have to buy more or buy the set off the market. Because if it's anything like getting the sets out of the compendium, then it was pretty much just the same way, where I got, like, the rares at least 7 times before I got the normal rares. So, or the other rares. So that might be what my scenario is here, but I only have like another 7 normal sets left, so hopefully I get at least one of these 2 very or ultra rares. Well, there you go. I got one of the ultras, or the very. So now the hope and dream is to get the ultra rare out of the rest of these, like maybe I think 9-ish sets or something like that. There's a chance. It's a very small chance, because escalating odds isn't exactly what it is, so escalating odds is kind of a lie nowadays. I'm sorry to disappoint you all, but escalating odds is not escalating odds. It is still very much a percentage that goes in Valve's favor. And, okay, I disagree with everything I just said, because I have all the rares now. So, that's pretty good. I have 3 birds. I have 1 Lich. I have 1 Lich King. And then I have an ultra rare. Puck wings, which is pretty cool. I can't wait to throw that on my Puck. I almost thought I got another Wraith King right when I was talking about that. But now I'm down to 5 sets, 3 birds. I'm 3-1-1. I'm 3-1-1 for the rares. Almost got 4-1-1. I definitely... This is super intense when it gets down to these last sets and there's just the 3 rares and then the 4 sets. I can see why people like really like having the sets burn through here. It looks like that's just not going to be the case there. 3 standard sets left, 3 rares left. What are we going to get on these last set of boxes here? Almost thought we had 4 owls. Alright, 2 more. 2 more boxes left. Of course, there's still the free one that we can manage to get as well if need be. And it looks like we're just at 1 left. We're at 1 final box. Crystal Maiden, will you give me Lady Luck tonight? She will not. But it doesn't really matter because I have all the rares. I obtained at least 1 of each, which is great. That's usually my objective when it comes to these unboxing videos. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Sorry it took a little bit long to do this video and a little bit of politics into it, but whatever. 23 minutes, at least on the recording. It'll be a little bit longer when it gets into YouTube. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this unboxing video of the Frostivus 2017 treasure. I am Party Petey, and I will see you next time. This is Party Petey, signing off.